Welcome to Big Blend Radio's Travel with Terri podcast, featuring Terri Guthrie, a Dallas, Texas-based travel journalist who loves to talk about luxury family vacations, regional food and culture, national parks, historic attractions, and so much more. So everyone, we're so excited because Travel with Terri, the podcast here on Big Blend Radio, is weekly now. So I'm just putting that out there as a reminder. We're weekly now at 9 a.m. Central Time every Tuesday because it's Travel with Terri on Tuesdays, right, Terri?
Yes, I love that.
I know.
I love the alliteration.
Yeah, it's a trifecta of T's. We like
Yes.
this. Yes. Well, this is fun because I know last week we were talking about Pensacola. We did part 2 on Pensacola because Pensacola, there's so much to do, eat, drink, be merry, and then so much history. And this week we are going to Canada. We're going to Niagara Falls. But what I think is so cool about this is you're saying this is a romantic destination for people to know about.
Oh, yes, indeed. It is very romantic. In fact, it's known as the honeymoon capital of the world. And it is just synonymous with love and romance. And it has been a bucket list for me, Lisa, all my life because I heard my parents talk about it all my life because this is where they went on their honeymoon.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And of course, that was a really big deal back in the early 40s. And so I was just thrilled to death when I got to go. And I wondered if it would be as magnificent as my mom and dad always talked about. And yes, indeed, it was. In fact, it surpassed my expectations. It's just something every single person on earth should get to see. It's spectacular. Just does not even begin to describe it. It's just so amazing, breathtaking. Every adjective you can think of, that's what it is.
And you talk about breathtaking and beautiful, but there's also that sound of a waterfall because I think it's so powerful that it kind of gives us a little bit of a, ooh, something's going on.
Lisa, I'm telling you, I don't think I've ever experienced power like this before, except when I was getting to be in my husband's 15. That was certainly very powerful, but this was something else. I was not prepared. So I want to tell you about 4 different ways you can see Niagara Falls. And the first one leads into this because they have had a boat ride, as most people know. It used to be called Maid of the Mist. And they still have the Maid of the Mist on the American side, but on the Canadian side now, it's called the Niagara City Cruises. It's operated by Hornblower, which is very well known.
Yeah.
And so that's something kind of new, but it's the same thing. It's just a different company. The Canadian side has red ponchos and the American side has blue ponchos. And you definitely have to wear a poncho. I know, and if you've seen anything like that on YouTube or TV or whatever. Yes, indeed. You have to wear that poncho. Okay. So I'll never forget telling Adam that was with us. I said, Adam, after we had our boat ride, I said, you did not prepare us for this. And he said, no, I don't like to. He said, I just like to see everyone's expression. And he said, he sits inside and gets to watch everybody. And I'm sure we put on a show for him. In fact, my friend Sharon Kurtz was right there with me and my husband, Ron. When you pull up to the Horseshoe Bend Falls right there, and you just go right there to the center of it. First of all, there is so much mist. I felt like I was in a hurricane, honestly. And there's so much wind and mist, and you look down at the water and it's just these powerful whirlpools. Just like, if you were to fall in that water, I don't think you would ever be seen again. And the boat's kind of rocking back and forth, and I felt like I was in a movie or something.
Did you grab hold of Ron? I'm just getting into this romantic side of things. It's not the horror movie, but this is some powerful stuff. Like the thought of a boat even going out there to me is kind of wild,
Right. Yes. We were holding on. I thought we were going to take a picture of us kissing by the falls. No, that didn't happen. I'm telling you, we were hanging on for dear life. But as we left, I was like, okay, well, that's not what I expected. It was fun. It was so fun. It was exhilarating. And it's something that you have to do. I mean, you just have to do that if you go to Niagara Falls. There's not an experience like that anywhere, I don't think. So that's one way to see Niagara Falls. That's getting very up close and personal. But there is another way, and that is something called the Journey Through the Falls. And that's a lot of fun because it takes you to kind of the back of the falls through a tunnel. It's called Journey Behind the Falls. And you're literally behind the falls. So when you come out at the end of the tunnel, you're seeing just the waterfall. You're directly behind it. You can't really get too close to it, but there again, it's so powerful that you have all this mist going. So you have to wear your ponchos there too. You have to keep them handy pretty much. And that's an experience that's really fun. And that has been around for a long time, but who would ever think you would get to be behind Niagara Falls? So that's one that you've got to do as well. Now they have something new there. And this was a treat. I didn't think the name of it sounded that appealing, the power plant. But I have to tell you, when you go, you'll remember the power station. But it was a hydroelectric power plant that was used for years. One of the first ones, in fact, because, they have all that powerful water right there. And so this, powered lots and lots and lots of places and was used for decades and decades. But a few years ago, they stopped using it, and they have turned it into something just really special. It's just a unique blend of education and history and visually just a very impressive experience. And the building itself, believe it or not, is very pretty. It's this huge brick building that's just right on the river, and it has all kind of cool stuff. I know that my husband could have spent the entire day there, but it has a lot of interactive experiences, a very immersive experiences, and also they have like scientists there that show you all kind of cool stuff. I was really very impressed and blown away how fun this place is. I love the power station. Then what's really crazy is that you can go down an elevator, like, way down. I think it's a glass elevator that takes you down 180 feet. And so it's really long. And you get to go through the tunnel. You get to walk through the tunnel. Once you stop in the elevator, you get to stop and walk through the tunnel where the water used to come through. This tunnel is long. It's 2,200 feet long. And so it's quite a little track right through there. But what it does, it takes you to this observation platform where you're right exactly at the base of the falls. So now you're getting another different perspective of the falls. We've seen it from the boat, then from the back of the falls. Now here you're at the bottom of the falls. And every perspective is unique and different and beautiful and powerful. We did get our kiss here. I will have to tell you, I did get one of my best kiss pictures, I will have to say, right here, even though, again, we felt like we were in a hurricane pretty much right there. The power is just indescribable. The wind, and you can just feel it in your bones. It almost shakes and rattles you a little bit, but it's very, very exciting. Just incredibly beautiful. It's just the natural wonder, the natural beauty of this, tallest waterfall in the world. And so that's so much fun. So, and the power station too, we didn't get to do it at night, but if I go back, I will, because that's a totally different experience. You can do all that at night, and there's some kind of cool light show that they have there as well. But this is one of their newest and most popular attractions at Niagara Falls, and highly, highly recommend it as well. And then the last way to see it is just walking along their beautiful promenade that runs along the banks of the river and takes you right up to the waterfalls. And I'm so glad that we did that, because just seeing it from, the viewpoint that you probably have in your mind, that is spectacular. Yeah. But it was also very interesting to walk past the waterfall where you're just pretty much level with the river and seeing it cascade over. I mean, right where it starts to go over is beautiful. And there again, just a totally different perspective. I'm telling you, I think Ron said I'm going to get a callus on my finger. I was taking so many pictures and videos because I just could not get enough of it. And so anyway, there are so multiple ways. Hey, wait, there is one other way to see it. I just remembered. You can see it by air, by
That's
Niagara
what I was going
helicopters.
to ask you about going on the helicopter. Did Ron go up and I mean, he's a fighter pilot. Did he go in the helicopter?
Yes. Oh, yes, he did. Yeah, Ron's flown many helicopters, even though he doesn't have his license. But we have helicopter pilots in the family that have let him fly before.
Yeah.
That was so much fun seeing it from that aerial view. And I loved that perspective. I highly recommend it. And there is a romantic aspect to that, Lisa. You won't believe it, but you can actually get married in the helicopter hovering over Niagara Falls. Yep. They have like a little, they call it, they have a little chapel in there, and that you can actually say your vows and get married in the Niagara helicopter.
Love this. You know why? Because, during COVID, everyone's wedding plans got messed up, right? A lot of people, I shouldn't say everyone. And everyone started doing elopements and breakfast, smaller style and doing Zoom, one on that. So I think, if anybody won during COVID, Zoom just like, stocks went up. But I think that is so cool because it's so unique. If you're going to have a memorable ceremony that's a small wedding, that
Woo,
is an
that would be it.
experience. And people can see you afterwards, right? Because from what I've read your article, and everyone, there's a link in the episode notes to learn more and read more from Terri. And while I'm talking about that, I want to give a shout out to the website so you can plan your trip, your romantic
Yes.
sneak away. It is Niagara Falls tourism.com. But it having those kind of things, what I understand is there's a lot of wonderful restaurants and everything. So after you get hitched in the sky with the waterfall, then you can still go have your party with your wedding, your family and friends, right?
Yes. Oh, they have so many places to pick and choose from. Okay, I just never knew more than the falls. That's a huge attraction in itself. I mean, that is why everybody goes there, obviously. And it does not disappoint. It is grander than you'll ever imagine. And that is the star of the show. But they have so much more to do there that I had no idea about. And I was just tickled to learn. They really have a very strong agritourism there with their wines, their where they grow the grapes,
The vineyards.
the vineyards. Thank you. Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. But they have so much farm to table there as well. But let me just back up before I get to the farm to table. The vineyards and the wineries they have there, Lisa. Oh my goodness, they are so impressive. Some of the prettiest that I've seen, and I've been to many around the world. This might be my favorite place to go and tour wineries. I just was so impressed. First of all, it's very lush and green and beautiful. And I think they're like on the same area on, I can't remember what the scientific name of it is, but on the same area as like France, as far
And
as on Earth.
Terroir.
I don't know. I can't remember what it's called, but it's, they're on the same latitude or whatever, maybe what you call it, something like that, as France. So it has kind of very similar
Topography.
wines, yes. And just it's so pretty, and the wineries are super nice. I mean, just first class all the way. And their wine is delicious. And then they have something there called ice wine that is very popular there. And I hear that in the winter when they're making the ice wines and stuff, the South Koreans love it. And they have a lot of South Koreans come over during that time period. They love their ice wines. But they have, as I said, so much agriculture there. And this was so much fun. So there is a restaurant called AG, and then they have the AG Farms. And we got to go to the farm and see all the things that they grow. And I love this. This restaurant is a very elegant restaurant. But what you will eat that night at AG is what literally came out of the garden that day. So they pick the foods that are, and all the, vegetables and plants that are ready to be harvested. And you might see a picture of me. We were picking green beans. And then that night, that's what he fixes and what he prepares for his guests. He's just quite the gourmet chef. Such a great guy that owns this. And so they don't even have a menu, really. They just come and tell you, so, here are your choices. And I mean, it just does not get any fresher than that. I was very impressed with AG and loved that experience. But there's also another really quaint restaurant that I loved as well. And it's in an old hotel, and it's called the Old Stone Inn. So it, really was a, old grist mill type of place. And it is, the restaurant itself is called the Flour Mill Scratch Kitchen. The flour mill has been around in Niagara Falls right there since 1904. So the building itself is stone and it's just beautiful, and it's a gorgeous hotel. But the restaurant is, I can't tell you how quaint it is. It's like just those big heavy woods and stone, and I don't know, look, it almost has kind of like a lodge look,
Yeah.
just very warm but inviting. But their food there too was just excellent. And I love the ambience because it is, rustic, upscale, but very romantic. And a lot of dignitaries have actually eaten there, like Princess Diana
Oh.
and the Prime Minister Trudeau. The list goes on and on, but that is definitely a restaurant to check out as well. And then that's right in the heart of Niagara Falls.
What's the lodging like? I mean, you've got this wonderful food, you've got wineries, you've got helicopter tours, boat tours, waterfalls, you got the thunder of water going on. What
Yes.
about lodging? What's it like staying there?
You know what? They have a really nice selection of hotels. I think from, very luxurious, just for all
Mm,
budgets. So some that may be better for families, but then some that are just super romantic since they really cater to the honeymoon crowd.
mm.
So yeah, they have like a very, very nice selection of hotels there.
Does
Most
at
of them
night
are newer, I would say. Most of them seem to be more new and modern. That's why the Old Stone Inn, it's probably one of the older ones, but and it's very well done, and they have all modern amenities and stuff. So
Oh, that's cool. So you got a little balance there, but I was just saying for nighttime, it's got to be cool. Like during the day, there's rainbows, and at night you have fireworks.
yes, yeah. I took so many pictures of rainbows. We saw them every day, and you're pretty much guaranteed 99.9% you will see a rainbow every day when you're there. It's just something about the combination of the sun and the water and the reflection and the mist. But there are just beautiful rainbows everywhere. And I happened to run across a picture the other day, which I took from my hotel room, which was so pretty. It was like it was about to rain, actually, and it was like a real dark clouds, but out of the dark clouds was this beautiful rainbow coming out. So they are known for their rainbows there at Niagara Falls, and that's something everybody loves to photograph. And that's nothing
It's
prettier than a
magic.
rainbow and a romantic kiss. Yeah.
Exactly. Rainbows, and then you got wine, and then fireworks at night.
Yes,
Literally.
and so
Yeah.
the fireworks, now I didn't really know about that, and that's something they have every night, and it's free. So that's super cool, and it's just over the world famous falls, so you can see it from all different areas. We had like one night we were in early and we just saw it from our hotel room. Most of the hotel rooms are facing that area, so it was spectacular to just watch from I think we were like on the 14th floor or something. But the first night we were just walking hand in hand down the promenade and enjoying the fireworks. So there's multiple places, you could be sitting in a restaurant as well and enjoying the fireworks, but that is something that everyone looks forward to every night, and something that they've been doing for a long time. It's a destination to see some of the world's most beautiful areas to have fireworks for sure.
This does sound romantic. What a perfect summer getaway. I mean, summer's upon us. It's June. It's the month that summer says, hello, I'm official. And
Yes.
it's a great time to get out there and experience places like that. 'Cause I don't know about winter and waterfalls. I don't know. That might be a little cold up there.
Well, let me tell you, you know what? After I visit that area, I follow them on Instagram, and they actually have some a winter festival, I believe, and it's
Really?
beautiful. It's
I
beautiful in the
bet it's
winter
gorgeous.
from the photographs I've seen. And a lot of the waterfalls there are kind of frozen over, partially frozen over. But yeah, I actually want to go back there in the winter just to see it. It's totally a winter wonderland. But the nice thing about going in the summer is that it's cool. I mean, it's not cold, but it's just a nice escape, especially from our Texas heat. If you want a cooler destination in the summer, that would definitely be the place to go. I mean, I think, in the evening, you probably want to wear like a little jacket even. So that's nice. And I'm sure it's beautiful in the fall with the fall foliage,
Yeah.
but And then in the spring, that's when all their flowers come around and bloom. And bloom, it does. Parks just does an exceptional job with their plants and flowers and foliage and flower beds and displays. It's like driving through the entire Niagara Falls down by the river and the falls. It's like you're driving through this gorgeous botanical gardens. It is so well done, Lisa. So neat and clean and pristine and beautifully, beautifully done. And what I didn't realize they have a botanical garden. So that's another thing, you can do one day is go to their botanical gardens. But they also have something called the Floral Show House. And that was fun. They have all these huge floral sculptures. Like of a giant bumblebee or a giant dragon or a giant fish. It's fun. It's very whimsical to walk through. But what was also really interesting to me, back in 1936, they started a school there. It's through Niagara Parks, and it's called the School of Horticulture. And they only accept like 35 students. I think that's right. And there's a waiting list to get into this school all the time, but those students do a lot of the landscaping around there and tending to all that they have there. And, they said, it may not be done perfectly, but they're learning. Well, it all looks perfect to me, I will have to tell you, but this is a very highly regarded horticulture school. It's the only one of its kind in the world. And I thought that was just an interesting side note. And they do a fantastic job. Something I love floral.
Me too.
And you just can't get enough of it. It's lush there, and it is just popping with color, with just displays of floral everywhere.
Flower power.
It's magical. Yes, it's just a magical place. I would say if you go, you don't just stay a day or two. Plan on staying a week. There is more than plenty to do for an entire week at Niagara Falls.
I love this. So it's romantic. It's the honeymoon capital of the world. You've got powerful waterfalls. You've got a power station that's powerful. You've got romance, which is powerful, So and then flower power, right? So I'm just saying it's got the power.
Yes,
so
it does. And I'm just scratching the tip of the iceberg here. There's so much more. And that's why you can go and look at their website and kind of curate your own trip. But there will be more than you possibly could do. It is a wonderful vacation destination.
Everyone, NiagaraFallsTourism.com. The links are in the episode notes. Thank you so much, Terri. We can't wait for next week. Next week, we're going to Mississippi, right?
That's right. Richland, Mississippi, right in the heart of that beautiful Magnolia State.
Oh, your home state. So we're looking forward to that. It's going to be fun.
Yes.
So everyone keep up with Terri at travelwithterri.net. And she's on Instagram, Facebook, all those great places. I love following her on Instagram and Facebook because she's always posting something. I mean, every day I get a good dose of Terri of where she's been. I'm like, she's never home. She's never home.
I can't tell you. I never even post everything I do. That's the crazy thing. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Maybe you shouldn't. I don't know. Just kidding.
Thanks for joining us here on Big Blend Radio's Travel with Terri podcast. You can follow Terri's adventures at travelwithterri.net. And that's Terri with an I, not a Y. Follow us here at bigblendradio.com. Happy travels!